Thank you, everybody, for joining today. We're excited to share another recent release that the team has worked on, walking through the products, the eligible products, ineligible products, an overview of the eligible types of businesses, an overview as well of the coverage and carrier information, similar to what was provided previously for cosmetics manufacturing. We'll do a demo of a submission flow with the new class codes, candles and leather goods, and then look at what's next throughout the next coming month or two in terms of class codes that we're going to be adding to manufacturing to provide a comprehensive suite of different types of businesses that we'll be able to write through PathPoint. And then open it up for a Q&A. Want to answer as many questions as you have, and are happy to take feedback as well. Want to make sure that the products that we're building are relevant for our agents, and want to get all of that feedback today as well, if there is any. Starting off in terms of the coverage available, the offering today is general liability with limits up to $1 million, $2 million per occurrence in aggregate. And these limits do include products liability. So it offers a full $2 million of products completed operations aggregate, which one of the benefits will protect the business against claims, lawsuits, legal fees for any of these products, whether or not they did actually cause harm. Will protect that legal protection, as well as deductibles starting at $500, premiums starting at $500 as well, with additional insured vendors, among other options available on both a scheduled and blanket basis. So today, walking through two of the new class codes that were recently released, the leather goods not otherwise classified class code. So this applies to any leather goods that are not otherwise appropriately classified by ISO under clothing manufacturing, shoes, sporting goods, tanning, textile coating. So we'll provide a list here in terms of what exactly are those typical types of products. I'm sure you already have some in mind, but we can take a look here where anything other than those items previously listed. So within this class code, eligible products to quote within PathPoint for leather goods, including artificial leather goods for makers of those types of products as well. So you can see here anything from backpacks, bags, desk accessories, mouse pads, keychains, phone cases, hopefully a generally wide, comprehensive offering of the typical types of leather goods, artificial leather goods being manufactured. This can also include products, and we'll get to it in a minute, products being imported, included within the classification as well. So these are the initial options that we'll be offering in terms of quick, easy access to quotes, auto quotes within minutes. As submissions grow, we'll also be collecting other types of leather goods that agents have, be adding those as options as they've been reviewed and approved by the carriers. The other class code beyond leather goods that is available today is candles manufacturing. So you can see here the different types of candles, with wax candles being eligible to auto quote with, you'll see here with 2 carriers, and then soy candles and gel candles available potentially for quoting per the carrier's guidelines that we have integrated right now. Those are not eligible for auto quote today. As we see submission volume, we're in communication with these carriers in terms of if this is a high volume area where soy candles, gel candles are potentially within appetite of available for auto quote, potentially for a higher minimum premium, are open to having those discussions and continue to have those discussions with the carriers, where today this is the current offering, but also gauging agent demand in terms of the number of submissions that you all have day to day and week to week. Alluded to it a little bit here, but among the different types of businesses that are eligible for cosmetics manufacturing, which is not the focus of today, but is also available as well as the 2 other class codes mentioned, leather goods and candles. Anything from commercial contract manufacturers, In-home businesses are perfectly acceptable. Any type of side hobby business, someone who formed an LLC selling candles on Etsy, selling leather goods on a website, all of those types of businesses are available. We have a question in the submission flow that'll show, but for the leather goods and candles, in-home business, everything's okay. And then the same goes for importing. A couple bullet points below there too, where if any products that are being imported from overseas, we ask a question in the application. Carriers have reviewed that for most class codes, for most carriers, that's an acceptable type of submission that is eligible for auto quoting under these class codes. So to mention that those are eligible types of businesses here too, as well as new ventures, new businesses. We have a question on the year the business was established, and take that information, but I'll look at each carrier's appetite here behind the scenes, where even those submissions that are businesses that were started in 2023, 2024, those are eligible for quoting today as well. And then for these class codes as well, any gross sales up to $5 million are eligible to quote here. Similar to the carriers that are available on cosmetics for leather goods and candles, we also have two of our great carrier partners, Nautilus and Markel, providing access to their quoting, where as long as it's within the guidelines that they provided, which is in the question set in PathPoint, those submissions are eligible for a quote. They can receive, agents yourselves can receive quotes within a matter of minutes that are within that defined underwriting box. We're sending them all the information needed in the API. They're providing quotes back to you on a quick and easy basis. And so excited to partner with these carriers both, and also a third one coming here in the coming months as well, Crum & Forster, will be added to some of these class codes as we get this fully built out, which you'll see kind of in up next as well. So let's jump over to a quick demo of what the submission flow actually looks like. I've got one partially started here, but you can see on the class code selection page the class codes that are available today. So with the submission being artificial leather goods, we'll select that one. I've completed some of the information in terms of the name insured, business type, mailing address, and then, as mentioned before, the year the business was established, as well as some general insurance-related, coverage-related questions in terms of high-level types of submissions that carriers want to take a closer look at. Our underwriting team wants to take a closer look at, but putting no here for kind of making it quick and easy. The question set here includes all those items that were shown on the slide, where it's some of the predefined types of leather goods, where I can select here purses, and then also can select something like a shoulder bag. And so within each of these, as mentioned before, we'll offer the leather and artificial leather good, leather and artificial leather option for each of these. And so I can select leather purses and select leather shoulder bags, continue on and select the different types of products that put a leather portfolio in there as well. And so you'll be able to see here, as we confirm all of the different items, there are a few pre-listed here. They weren't in the slides, but any of the firearm holsters, weightlifting belts, horse saddles are not within appetite today, and so this question is to confirm those items. If there is a type of product that's not specifically listed above, similar to cosmetics manufacturing, will have the ability for you to put the different types of products there. And so you can identify where it might be. I don't have a good example, otherwise we would have it in the question set. But if we with that can put a description of what that product is, the product website, upload any documentation that's helpful for the underwriters to review. And so that those types of submissions, you can provide all the information within PathPoint. It gets sent to our underwriting operations team. They have quick, easy access to the website, the different types of products that are being considered. So that is another feature here, where as those types of submissions come in, we'll add to this question set and available types of products that are popular. Similar to the importing, I'm just going to put no for now, but put yes here, I guess, just to show. And we'll put another ineligible type of product is anything that is intended for infants or children under the age of 5. So that question here. I will put in some gross sales to be rated off of, and then put in effective date, confirm the different limits that I want. We'll do an additional insured vendor. I'll just do one for now. And then I can now review the information here of the submission that I have, the questions, and then so this you'll see in a little bit will become the basis of the supplemental application that you have access to, where this question set becomes a supplemental, both yourselves and the insureds both sign off on this information, and you avoid having to fill out a different supplemental application, as well as this information also feeds to the Accord forms as well that is available for e-signing. And so we'll see here these two carriers, we'll keep them both selected because we want quotes from both of them. And so at this point, for eligible submissions that are within carrier guidelines, like the ones that we put in here, we'll send the information to the carriers, and then you can see here they'll return back to us a quote that includes all the information that we just put in, including the premium, as well as the limits, deductible, location, class code, exposure, the additional insured that we selected, as well as should zoom past that one, the 25% minimum earned, general liability premium, as well as a schedule of all the forms, which include different links that you can take a look at, or if you want to look at the here, we'll see if it opens. And then in the meantime here, can see there it comes. So you can take a look at any of the forms there just for quick and easy reference, as well as see for Markel in this example, the limitation of coverage to designated products that are listed. You can see the products that we selected. That's included in the information that PathPoint is sending to the carrier here in Markel in this instance, and is being confirmed as, that you can see here the designated product that is available for that coverage applies to. And so that helps in terms of, you'll see here, this is an option. We can check out the other quotes that come back. If I want to proceed with Markel for whatever reason, I shouldn't skip by that. So I can review the quotes if this is something that both the agent or yourselves and the insured want to proceed with binding. You can see here where all of the different requirements for subjectivities are listed. As I mentioned, the supplemental application that will pre-fill for you, the TRIA form, Accords, etc. And then we'll see here unique to manufacturing, products to be scheduled on the policy as was shown previously and provided within that selection. So I'll go ahead and select this option and you start the e-signing process here where put the name here. And so that will start the e-sign process that both yourselves and the insureds can sign off on. And so you can see here, I can start the process, accept my initials, and then continue here and provide my signature as the producer, as the agent, and then the applicant as well gets sent. You'll see here further on the step here where you can send that link to sign these same documents here, including I should have skipped down so far. You can see here where after the Accords, we're pre-filling all that information, including the TRIA form, including the TRIA form there as well to be signed. Note on loss letter, in that case, indicating there was no losses, can also upload loss runs. And then the PathPoint supplemental form, including all the information that was entered, where including steps that were taken were signing all the information. This is the information that's being signed. And so both yourselves and the insurers can attest to this and sign off on one kind of, you input the information once, and then this becomes the basis of all of that information. So once that's complete, you'll see here confirming the subjectivities on the quote. In this case, there aren't any that are outside of what's listed. And then here confirming the products to be scheduled on the policy. And so I'll enter, you can either enter confirmed or list the products here. Our underwriting team then has the ability to have access to these are the confirmed products quoted and are being requested to be bound. And so that step is completed there, or is provided there, inspection, contact, payment. And then once all of those items are complete, the request to bind, I'm not appointed in this environment, but once all the steps are completed, can then be sent off to be requested to be bound, assuming everything looks good. A quick turnaround from our underwriting team to get the policy and coverage in place. I'm going to jump back over to the slides here and finish off with a couple frequently asked questions. I showed it in the demo, but here for the slides for future reference in terms of the information that can be when we don't have a specific product that is listed in the application, how to go about doing that, as well as the additional insureds that are available. Showed an example with additional insured vendors that comes with an additional premium. I think in the Markel case, it was $150 per. I think there's also blanket pricing where if it's a blanket premium or a blanket additional insured for Markel, I believe it starts at $500 and goes up, as well as Nautilus. So some of those are available within each carrier's guidelines and pricing. And so those are among the starting points. And as well, if there's options that you come across that you need, that you want added, certainly open to that feedback as well, whether it be through your account managers, through this platform, or however is the case in the chat. There's a lot of different ways that we're always looking for feedback in terms of what is needed here, but some common additional insurers that are available here to start. A quick look at what is up next. We've covered previously in cosmetics in a previous webinar, and then today with leather goods and candles. As I mentioned previously, there's a number of other class codes that we are actively working on, most of which have been reviewed by the carriers, and our development team are either in the process of working on. A previous shout out to our engineering team, who has built a lot of this. Christy, Desiree, Alan, Elias, Matt have done an awesome job where a lot of this we're getting built quickly with carriers and then handed off to our teams where they're doing a great job behind the scenes to make a lot of this to go live. So you can see here late January footwear. That's one of the ones that's being worked on right now. Includes anything from athletic shoes, boots, down the line. You can see there for yourselves. And each option within boots, there's a number of different types of boots. Those have been reviewed and approved by the carriers as well. So you can select the different type of boot that you might have that's being manufactured, and be able to get a quote similar to the process that was outlined before. After footwear, we'll be rounding out some of the core offerings that we're excited about here to start. Among some of the top requested and some of the top in terms of agent feedback in our surveys, as well as some of the strongest class codes that our carriers have, including clothing, food products and beverages in particular, as well as jewelry. So some of those that will be coming hopefully in February. We put early 2024 as those are still being worked on, but we have some good plans in terms of actively across our team and other teams to add a lot of the in-demand class codes that are of value, especially for yourselves in the E&S industry. I will stop there and hand it back off to Alex, but I haven't had a chance to see if there's any Q&A yet. I'm going to pause there.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the Q&A feature at the bottom of the screen. This is a super exciting product update that we have for you guys. I know a lot of agents have been asking for it, so we're so excited that it's now here and available for you. I know a lot of local businesses are creating their own candles or making a lot of goods from leather or even like faux leather. So it's a really exciting update that we have for you guys, as well as all the other updates we have coming up for manufacturing. You know, the clothing and food and just so many things coming up. So feel free to join us for one of those future webinars that we have coming up on more of those topics. Craig, I'll have you go ahead and go to the next slide just because it has a QR code there for you guys to go ahead and sign up for. The next one is the footwear manufacturing. Like Craig said, we're launching that in late January. So in early February, we've got a webinar all about diving into the details on the footwear manufacturing. So if that's any interest to you, if you guys have any clients that you know, are maybe looking for this type of coverage, we'd love to equip you with how to best find that coverage. And I see that we do have a question about, will you get a PDF of this presentation? Great question. Yes, we will send out a PDF of this presentation. We'll also send out a recording and some links just to some more information on our website for this topic as well, just so we can fully resource you with some information. So great question. Yep. All right, I don't see any other questions coming in, but if you guys have questions, please feel free. You can, there's so many ways to contact us on our website. You can even see account managers that are very specific to your state. So if you have any questions that might be regional related, they will have great answers for you, being experts in that region. But thank you so much, Craig, for taking the time to show us all of this today. And thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope this was helpful, and we will see you at one of the future webinars. So thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.